Oh, okay, you have to.
There we go. Well, so we are talking about history of Christianity tonight, and answered our phrase of I am a Christian because. And now, if you number your paper, as I promised you last week, we're going to start with a pop quiz.
Oh, yeah.
And so, number your sheet of paper from 1 to 10.
The pop quizzes.
It's not graded. You don't have to turn it in.
It feels like school.
Yes.
A lot of numbers.
Look over your test anxiety. It'll be okay.
Numbering
Essay
away.
type?
Don't like test.
Bernie wants to know if it's essay.
I want to know if I need an extra line or something.
Leave room for essay.
Short answer and essay.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
Short answer.
I
No
better not
long-
number.
Good question.
Oh,
Okay,
goodness. Great.
so I'm gonna read these statements out loud, and you just write a true or a false. And if you want to expand farther, that's bonus credit.
Oh,
Okay.
bonus. Ooh.
So T for true, F for false, and explain further if you wish. All right. So number 1.
Okay.
True or false? Early Christians referred to themselves as followers of the way. True or false? So just write it down and we'll go through the answers later.
Make sure my pen works.
Number 2. True or false? Scholars believe that the Gospel of John was one of the earliest gospel writings of the New Testament. And if you need a question to repeat it, just let me know.
This is a real pop quiz.
Number 3. True or false? Before Christianity was legalized, many churches were house churches, often headed by women. Number 4.
They were what kind of churches?
House churches.
House?
House, like a house you live in.
Okay.
Before Christianity was legalized, many churches were house churches, often headed by women. True or false? That was number 3. Then number 4. True or false? One of the primary disagreements among early followers of Christ was about the inclusion of Gentiles, particularly because they ate pork and shellfish and were not circumcised. That one's a longer one, so I'll read it one more time. True or false? One of the primary disagreements among early followers of Christ was about the inclusion of Gentiles, particularly because they ate pork and shellfish and were not circumcised. Number 5. True or false? The apostle who is predominantly responsible for the spread of early Christianity to Gentiles is the apostle Peter.
Ooh, tricky.
Number 6. True or false? The Nicene Creed was written after several ecumenical councils in an effort to find consensus about church beliefs, largely due to disagreements among Christians about who Jesus actually was and the relationship between Christ the Son and God the Father. It is a pop quiz. We really like.
Yeah.
We've talked about some of these.
Yes, we have.
Number 7. The Roman Empire Constantine the Great spent most of his life as a Christian. So number 7, the Roman Emperor Constantine the Great spent most of his life as an early Christian.
History one.
True or false? And 8. True or false? England was the first country to establish Christianity as its state religion in the year 301. We have not talked about that one.
What was it, England?
England, first country to establish Christianity as the state religion in the year 301.
Okay.
9, true or false? In the year 1517, the Protestant Reformation began after Martin Luther, an Augustinian monk, who wrote 95 theses condemning some of the practices of the Catholic Church. And last one, number 10. True or false? The East-West Schism, also known as the Great Schism, refers to the split between Christianity and Islam, the Catholic Church, and Eastern Orthodox Church.
Islam, that was.
What was it?
All right. Are we ready to go through
Yes, let's see how we did.
our answers?
I like to get
All right.
grades here.
I don't care if you cheat and correct them as we go. It only impacts you.
Oh, all
All
right.
right. Number
Where's my
one,
red pen?
early Christians referred to themselves as followers of the way. What do people think?
True.
I wrote two.
I said true, but not the New Knoxville, Ohio way. There's a cult there. It's called the Way.
No, a different one.
It's
Okay.
very different way.
Cult.
It is true. John, you got it right too.
Yes.
It is true. Number two, scholars believe that the Gospel of John was one of the earliest gospel writings of the New Testament. True or false?
False.
I think it was false.
I didn't know.
It is false.
Mm.
So scholars actually believe that John was likely written after 90 CE, and that the epistles, the letters to the early church, were actually the earliest writings of the New Testament, and that Mark was potentially the earliest gospel of the New Testament. And the reason for that is Mark seems to have a lot of source material that Matthew and Luke seem to take from. And so they think Mark was written first, and John has a writing style of a little later period, which is why they think John was written later.
And isn't it because John's more theological than some of the other
It is.
ones?
Well, yeah.
Mark's kind of simple.
Yeah, he's simple.
Yeah. And Luke is a good one. But anyway.
Personal
Women and
preferences.
doctors. Yeah. And babies.
All right, number three. Before Christianity was legalized, many churches were house churches, often headed by women. What do you think? True or false?
True.
True.
Johnson's true too. It is true.
Very true.
Phoebe is mentioned in Romans 16, and Paul identifies her as like a minister of one of the churches.
I gotta go.
Bye, Joyce.
Bye. She'll never know the end of the quiz.
All right. Number four, one of the primary disagreements among early followers of Christ was about the inclusion of Gentiles, particularly because they ate pork and shellfish and were not circumcised. What do you think? True or false?
True.
True.
John? It is true.
Yeah, we've talked about it, but
Yep.
no.
Big
It's from the
disagreement.
Bible.
What
Yes.
people were eating and if they were circumcised.
Yes.
5. What do you guys think for 5? The apostle who was predominantly responsible for the spread of early Christianity to the Gentiles is Peter.
False.
I think
It's false.
Paul.
I think Paul's the knowing one. I suppose Peter could
It
have said
is
it.
false. It's largely credited to the apostle.
Unless they're the same person. The Bible mystery. Okay, probably.
All right. 6. Nicene Creed was written after several ecumenical councils in an effort to find consensus about church beliefs, largely due to disagreements among Christians about who Jesus actually was and the relationship between Christ the Son and God the Father. True or false?
True.
I think that's true.
It is true.
Yes.
Yeah. We talked about this last week or the week
Or
before.
some week, yeah, the creed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. 7. The Roman Emperor Constantine the Great spent most of his life as a Christian. True or false?
False. He converted.
False. I think
It is-
false. He was first not a Christian.
Right.
to pagan.
Yep. He converted. He is mostly known for legalizing Christianity.
Yep.
England was the first country to establish Christianity as its church state religion in 301. True or false?
False.
Oh,
False. John says false too.
False.
Yep. Does anybody know which is the first country?
Rome, England, or
Armenia.
was it, oh, Armenia, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Armenia was the first country to establish Christianity as its state
As
religion.
a state religion. Wow, weird.
Didn't Britain have, I mean, the UK had Druids at that time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, 301 is really
They had
early.
some, yeah, other religions.
Yeah,
Cult, yeah, folksy, take one.
pagan religion.
Yeah, there you go, that's the word, folksy.
I mean, they're earth-based
Earthy is
pagan
what- yeah,
religion.
there you go.
I don't, all right, the year 1517, the Protestant Reformation began with Martin Luther in the 95 Theses. True or false?
True.
True.
True, it is true.
Year of the printing press or whatever.
Legend has it that he nailed them on the door of the Wittenberg Castle Church.
Okay.
The East-West Schism, known as the Great Schism, refers to the split between Christianity and Islam. True or false?
Well, wasn't it Christianity?
It is false. It refers to a split between the Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church, which occurred in 1054 and has continued to this day.
10 for 10. I'm giving myself a gold star.
Good work, Hannah.
Thank you, thank you.
John, I think you
One.
did
I
too.
think John was too.
Mary, how'd you do?
I missed the last one. And I wasn't too sure about, I mean, I knew number 8 was wrong, but I didn't know it was Armenia.
Oh, no, I didn't either.
You
That wasn't
all
the
did really well.
We should give that to our youth.
We should, actually. I mean, they may not do quite as well.
Yeah, but they would enjoy it.
They would enjoy it. So now on your sheet of paper, underneath your 10 questions, I want you to brainstorm 30 seconds, as many denominations, Christian denominations as you can think of. Just start writing them down.
Gosh, Christian denomination?
True Christians are people who just think they're Christians.
Both.
I'm just gonna put
No
all,
judgment on that.
all the Lutherans. Maybe it's like 5 different.
I'm going to email out the handout for tonight to all of you while you're doing that.
Oops.
All right. What were some of them? Let's just say them out loud. What were some of the denominations you thought of?
Baptist,
Methodist,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, Presbyterian.
I forgot Presbyterian, Episcopal, Anglican.
Mhm.
Church of England,
Yeah. Evangelical. Every
oh, the Amish.
those.
The Amish,
The Amish, yeah.
Mennonites.
Is
And then I
Jehovah's Witness? Are they Christian?
Yeah,
Christian,
Assembly
follow-
of
Eastern Orthodox.
yeah.
Assembly of God's like evangelical,
Eastern Orthodox,
Church of Christ.
all the Orthodox.
Church of Christ.
I have an ecumenical Catholic, which I just went to, and Catholic, Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
Does Mormon considers himself to be Christian, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, they're, oh, what did I? It's a girl. What was she?
So there's all of these fall under this big umbrella of Christian. And it's a very big umbrella.
Yeah.
Any idea why we have so many different denominations? We have just like touched the tip of the iceberg.
How about Wiccans?
I don't think they fall under
I
the
don't think they
Christian
do.
umbrella.
No.
Oh, okay.
There are Wiccans who may also be Christian,
Yes.
but Wiccan doesn't fall
And
under the Christian
Unitarian,
umbrella.
no. They don't consider themselves.
There are Unitarians
Definitely,
who are Christian.
but the church itself.
There are Unitarian Universalists who are Christian.
There
And
definitely are.
There are Universalists who are Christians. So there are Universalist Christians, there are Unitarian Christians, but the Unitarian Universalist comes out of a Christian stream, so
Uh-huh.
they do not consider themselves as a denomination.
Right, as a whole.
So Coptic was another one
Oh,
that John
Coptic
said.
Christianity. Because people cannot get along, humans. That's why there's so much
Because yeah, there we go.
disagreement.
Because we're human. and we
Yes.
can't
Oh, they have
agree.
disagreements on like what the Last Supper represents, body of Christ.
Yeah,
Yep,
what the purpose of being Christian is.
yep.
Of worship is majority, I think, of the difference.
Yeah, how you worship,
How you worship.
what you focus on.
Some of the things we talked about earlier, I mean, just came up in the pop quiz. What's the nature of Christ? What's the nature of God?
Mhm.
What's the nature of the Holy Spirit? And how do they relate with one another?
Can you sing rock music and still worship?
Yeah.
Evangelical.
What type of music is a music appropriate?
Yeah.
Are pictures appropriate? Or is that identity?
Yeah.
We have a lot of different denominations. So
Yeah.
we are going, it is very complicated. And so I have sent out a map and it's double-sided. On one side, and I sent this to all of you, one side is the origins of the United Church of Christ, and it kind of goes through the Reformation and those major reformers that's on this side. The other side is a similar map, but done a little differently. This side is the denominations.
Oh, that's what I was looking at. Okay.
And both of these charts are focused on the United Church of Christ. So the actual chart of denominations is a lot larger than this.
Yeah.
And I found a video put together by Useful Charts that is going to go
Mhm.
through this for us.
Nice.
And so this video though is, I think it's 24 minutes long. And so that's going to take us a little beyond our time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to, because we don't, and then we're going to watch it together. And if you need to leave, I'm going to be sending out the link too. And then your homework, if you wish, is to watch episode 2. So we're going to watch episode 1. And homework is to watch episode 2, which I'll send the link out for.
Nice.
And then next week, we'll watch episode 3. And we're going to stop at episode 3, even though there are 8 episodes
There are. Oh, wow.
about, which kind of
Not
gives
too
you an idea of
surprising. Yeah.
how
Wow.
large our church family tree is.
That's the one where they don't do the holidays.
So are there any questions or any thoughts that people want to share while recording for others who may be joining later for the class?
I think it just makes you think when there's so many. It does make you think like, why am I this one?
That's true.
Is it the way I was raised, or what? Something happened to me later, because it's not like they're restrictive. You can join most of them.
Yeah,
They will happily take you. It's just interesting.
that's a good point. I know,
like ecumenical things.
I was raised UCC.
Yeah,
You were.
You stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost unusual these days. Yeah. Hmm. Oh,
Carol, you were raised UCC.
Seventh-day Adventist.
Yep, yes.
Mhm.
Bernie was not.
No,
He's raised
No.
Roman Catholic.
It's a big one. A lot of people are raised in them, so it's a large one, Roman Catholic.
Mhm.
Also a large former one then too, in terms of numbers.
All right. Well, I'm going to stop our
Okay.
recording and we're going to watch this. It's called Episode 1, Christian Origins and Early Church Schisms. And I'll have the link in the description of this video, and I'll also be emailing it out to those who are joining us for the Bible study.